Hey, this is Chris Nichols here. We're talking about the real estate rule, where it's all about real estate, understanding, learning, and education. In my last video, we talked about people squatting in homes and what the difference between a squatter and a holdover tenant. Today, what we're going to talk about is if someone does squat in your investment, how do we get rid of them and what do we need to do? This is Chris Nichols, and make sure you like, subscribe, and follow to the Real Estate Rule. How to get rid of squatters. I have been through this myself and it is a doozy. So the hardest thing I'm going to tell you to listen to get rid of a squatter, pay them. Yes, I know I said it. Pay them to leave. In my last video I went over what happened. Well, if you were to go back to that video, what I did compared to just paying that squatter, it ended up costing $30,000 to an attorney, where if I would have just given them $5,000 they would have left. I would have saved $25,000 if I just would have paid the squatter to leave. We would have saved a lot of headaches, they would have moved a lot quicker, and if the market's declining, you would have made your money back a lot sooner. So yes, I hate to say this, especially as an investor, but make sure you pay the squatter to leave. It will save you a lot of time, money, and the most important, headaches. The second thing you can do to get rid of squatters in the state of California, I know it's tough, rent it to them. Because if you rent it to the squatter, it takes away their adverse possession claim. So once you have a lease in place, now they're not a squatter anymore. They become a tenant. And once you have a tenant in place, then you have the courts on your side a little bit more than squatting. Because of this, now you have a legally binding contract in place, and if you put that in place together for a certain amount of time, for a certain amount of payment, that lease will help you establish a contract, which is like, you're going to be here for so long for this price, and then you can get rid of them. Our biggest thing is we want to get rid of that adverse possession claim, because that adverse possession claim, if they go through all those steps and they're close to the 5 years and they pay taxes, it can come their home. So I just really want to protect the investor out there. The third way, which is very rare to get rid of a squatter, is they have to be a minor, someone who's inherited a property, or if the homeowner is legally disabled, they have up to 20 years to fight that adverse possession claim. It is very rare to see that in the state of California. I have been through thousands of transactions and I have never seen that, but I know that it is there and it does exist. So that is the third way. It's the least popular to get rid of someone, but go back to the first way. Just pay them to leave, so much easier. And if you've gone through all these methods to get rid of a squatter and they haven't worked, then you go to an eviction. So I have been through a lot of evictions, and we don't want squatters in the house whatsoever, but even holdover tenants, if they don't pay, we do evictions. I've been through them a lot. Evictions are a great tool for the investor to use to get rid of someone out of the home. Now what you have to do in eviction is you have to make sure you have to serve them with a 3-day pay or notice to quit. Then you also have to serve them with a 30-day notice if they've been there for less than a year. If they've been there for longer than a year, you have to serve them a 60-day notice. In some federal programs, it's 90 days. On the average, it's 60 days. That's what you're going to give someone to vacate the property. Now, if they are not there after the 60 days, then what happens is you have to call, not the police department, you have to get a writ. It's called a writ of execution, and only the sheriff's department serves that. So many people say, oh, I'm going to call the police. Local law enforcement don't handle evictions. The only ones that do is usually an attorney, and an attorney will work with the sheriff's department to remove them. It can be a very dangerous situation, but my favorite thing is I have to be present on an eviction, and the boys in blue, the sheriff's department, will say, hey, grab your prescription medicine and your panties and get out. That's exactly what they tell you, and they remove you from the home. Now that person that gets removed from the home, they only have 30 days to collect all their belongings. So the homeowner has to keep all their belongings for 30 days. After that 30 days, they can have a garage sale of that property, and they have to sell it for garage sale value. And so you can't sell for top dollar, you have to sell for bottom dollar. If they do not lay claim to their possessions within 30 days, then by law, those items now become the new owners. So it can get very, very sticky when it comes to removing squatters. I just want to make sure that you have the tools and the knowledge and the whereabouts to, maybe if you go through this program of investing one day, I'm going to advise you, always have a great attorney and always have a great broker on your side so they can give you the right tools and knowledge when it comes to investing in real estate. Hey, this is Chris Nichols, the Real Estate World, where it's all about real estate, understanding, learning, and education. And always I'm going to ask you to make sure you click on that button to like, subscribe, and follow.